You are listening to Bloodthirsty, Book 1 in the Dead Man's Hand series. Written by Chelsea Burton Dunn. Narrated by R.J. Burns. Published by Four Horsemen Publications Incorporated. Copyright Chelsea Burton Dunn 2023. All rights reserved. Dedication. To my teenage self. I fixed it. And it's really getting published now. Your dreams are coming true. I'm glad we never stopped. And to my Mandy, I love you and our craziness. Hope you love this new version of BTE as much as I do. This victory is as much yours as it is mine. You are my 6 of diamonds, my dear. Chapter 1. The night was dark. Clouds loomed over the city, casting away the silver light of the moon for the harsh glow of streetlights below. The air was heavy, damp with mist, and collected on Ace's hair and jacket, dripping to the street floors below. She was perched on the tin roof of a manufacturing warehouse, shadowed by a tall exhaust pipe. Her partner, acute, was at her side, eyes scouring the people coming and going from the club below. The Ghast was a nightclub that had popped up a few years previous. Some enterprising person had situated this club in the heart of Haringey Warehouse District. Word had travelled in fringe groups that the club catered to more intriguing guests, with rooms tucked in the back for illegal gambling, drug deals, and even more taboo entertainment. What the humans below failed to realize was that this was essentially a lure, a draw to bring warm bodies to a place where they could become a convenient snack to others. It wasn't just vampires who partook here. This place had become an unofficial neutral zone where immortals kept to themselves. The war between them essentially paused once within the 4 walls of this club. Ace and Makiut, the vampires themselves, weren't there to prey on the innocent, if not naive, mortals tonight, as it was most nights they were hunting for werewolves. Recently they'd observed some odd behavior from the local werewolf den, as the werewolves had been seen following a certain mortal, not attacking him, but more trying to convince him to come along. The previous Nakari had been unable to get close enough to distinguish who this mortal was, and why they were deemed so important that the werewolves simply wouldn't just attack him. That's where Ace and Makiut come in. Though Nakari, the soldiers and assassins of the vampires, had a keener ability to be able to get closer to their targets without detection, there would be no fighting within the assumed sacred ground of the Ghast. But Ace could at least find out what these werewolves were up to. "There they are," Makiut murmured, gesturing toward the entrance to the alley, where they spotted 2 werewolves. To a human, they wouldn't have seemed any different from the other club-goers, but immortals could always sense the presence of an other. Both werewolves looked rough, clothes worn, and not good protection against the mist, which was slowly becoming more like spitting. They lurked down the alley, eyes targeted on the spray-painted metal door of the club entrance. "Give them a moment to go in," Ace said, letting her silver eyes follow their trajectory. The werewolves pushed through the crowd of humans eagerly waiting in line to enter the club. A few looked like they voiced their displeasure at being pushed aside, but quickly seemed to shrink back when it became obvious these were not the men to be starting a fight with. Ace could hear the low growl vibrate from one of them, even at her distance. Perhaps that was a little overkill, but there was no denying the mortals shrank back, their instincts telling them what their mind hadn't. This creature would kill them. The werewolves entered the club not a moment later, and that was Ace's cue. She deftly jumped from the tin roof, boots landing against the pavement soundlessly and unnoticed by the line. Makiut joined her a moment later, flicking his long dark hair out of his face. "We could have ambushed them before they went in," Makiut grumbled beside her. "And then we wouldn't find out why they came here in the first place," Ace replied coldly, moving ahead toward the door. Ace didn't need to shove her way through like the werewolves had. The line parted without even noticing her, as if they were repelled by her. Repelled by the innate sense that she was a predator. The doorman's eyes glowed slightly as he took her in. These days he went by Don, but he'd had many names over the years. He was a vampire, but not one within her coven. Domainless, apart from the war, it was immortals like him that had made the Ghast in the first.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?